Hey guys, so today I'm filming outside at my house. I filmed this video once already and I really didn't like the way that it came out, so I'm gonna film it again. So this week is high school story time week. So we're just telling like little stories from, or not high school story. This week is school story time week. So we're telling stories from like school, and some of us on the channel are still in school, and so it's probably easier for them to remember, but me it's a little hard to kind of look back and try to remember, considering I graduated 5 years ago. So I mean, some of my stories are 10 years old. So this first one is gonna date back to 2007, I believe, 2007, 2008. I was in 8th grade. So this is just a short story time. I'm gonna tell like 4 or 3 short story times for this whole thing. So this first one, we were on an 8th grade hiking trip, and so they took us on hiking trips in 8th grade. I don't know why. We hiked 2 different mountains around town, and this first one was a mountain that was right in my hometown, so I was really excited about that because then I didn't have to take the bus home. They could just drop me right home. So we were just walking up the mountain, and I was with 3 of my friends. We will call them Heather, Bethany, and Amanda. So Heather, Bethany, Amanda, and I were all walking up the mountain together, and Bethany had her digital camera with her, and we were like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if we took like naked or risque pictures, or not really naked, but we were gonna just take them in our bra and like show some of the boys because we thought that was so cool. Oh, I mean, keep in mind we were like 14 at this time. We didn't fucking know what the fuck we were doing, so we decided to take these. And okay, like we were posing like every few miles. Like we'd walk a little more and then we'd stop and we'd be like, okay, because we were way behind the group. We didn't even make it up the mountain until everybody was already turning around at the top. So we took like a really fucking long time. So we take these pictures and we're all like posing like back to back with like our shirts down, and like it was ridiculous. And actually the third girl, Heather, she didn't actually participate in taking the pictures. She took them for us, but it was just me, Bethany, and Amanda that were actually like taking the pictures. And so we thought we were like the coolest things ever, and we were just like looking at them all. We took like 80 pictures. It was ridiculous. Like, talk about fucking conceited. Like I said, we get to the top of the mountain, everybody's turning around, and we get down to the bottom, and there's like this little lodge, and everybody's just hanging out, and we're playing like kickball and stuff. And like we went up to one of our friends, and we'll just call him Brett. And we went up to Brett and we're like, do you want to see what we did when we were like hiking up the mountain? Like, this is what we did. We weren't really like looking at the scenery and like taking things in like we were supposed to, and like making notes and stuff, because we were going to do like a project on it after, I believe. That's what they made us do. I don't remember. They made us do something. And so we show Brett, and he's like, oh my god. And so of course, what does Brett do? He tells literally everybody. And then one girl in particular, me and her ended up later like being friends in high school, but we did not like each other at this point. And this one girl, I'm just not even gonna name her. It's nobody that I was super close with, but we were kind of acquaintances once we got into high school, but then we kind of fizzled out after high school, and we don't talk at all now. But she went up and told the teachers, and the teachers pulled us all aside and were like, okay, like, let us see the camera. And of course, Bethany, she was smart, and she took out the memory card, and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. There's not even a memory card in my camera. I forgot it. Like, there's no pictures on there. I forgot it before we left, and so I didn't even get to take any pictures. And so of course we didn't get in trouble for it, but we were pissed at this girl. So of course we were petty and immature, and we all like surrounded her, and we like interrogated her, and we're like, why the fuck would you do that? Like, why the fuck are you gonna tattle on us? Are you fucking kidding me? And we were just like little bitches. This next story time actually had to do with Bethany as well. So Bethany and I were really close friends. We're not friends anymore because she's a two-faced fucking bitch. But she actually moved away. Bethany moved away to another state when we were about in 10th grade, but this also took place in 8th grade. So I was sitting in the lunchroom, and I had on my Abercrombie & Fitch gray sweatpants. Had like Fitch all down the leg, like they were my favorite fucking sweatpants. Had those on, and I was just sitting next to one of my other friends. I believe it was, I can say her real name, I think I was sitting next to Sarah. Stood up, and I believe it was Sarah that told me about this. Maybe not, I have a horrible memory, but she was like, oh my god, you bled through your pants. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And Bethany and Amanda thought it was the funniest thing, and I could hear them like laughing behind me. And I had walked up like to the lunch counter and like gotten my lunch before this. So the whole cafeteria saw my bloody ass Abercrombie and Fitch fucking pants, like whole, like it was like a spot like this big too, guys. Like it was huge. And Bethany and Amanda were sitting at our table. They ended up actually like moving to a different table, I think, but they were sitting at our table, saw me walk up there, didn't say a thing. And Sarah at the time I don't think was there. I think she got there a little late or something. I don't remember this day super well. I just remember this particular thing. And so she was like, oh my god, like you bled through your pants, like you need to go to the bathroom, and like gave me like a sweatshirt so I could cover myself, and I think I went to the nurse and got like a change of pants. It was super embarrassing, and it just showed me what a two-faced fucking bitch she was. So all of these stories are actually going to take place in 8th grade, because this very last story had to do with me and my friend. We'll call her Bridget. So, okay, so this was towards like the end of 8th grade, like almost towards graduation time, and I had dated this guy, we're gonna call him Justin. I dated him for like a couple of months. There's like rustling, oh there's turkeys over there. Dated Justin for like a couple of months, and then we ended up breaking up. It was a typical like 8th grade relationship. It wasn't anything super serious, but he ended up breaking up with me, and I was of course like heartbroken and oh my god, I'm so in love, and the fuck ever. You weren't in love, bitch. He broke up with me, so I just kind of tried to let it go. I was really, really upset about it and all of that good stuff. And actually, Justin was walking around the school telling everybody that I was such a cunt and such a crazy bitch and all of this shit. And I ended up writing him an apology letter saying, like, well, I'm sorry if I did anything crazy. Like, I'm sorry if I was such a bitch. I mean, like, rule number 1, never fucking write somebody an apology letter who's talking shit about you. Write them a letter, say, shut your fucking mouth before I shove my foot up your ass. So he was talking a bunch of shit about me. So my friend Bridget decided, she was like, bitch, you need to get revenge on this guy. Like, he's fucking talking so much shit about you. Like, this is ridiculous. So we were in gym class one day, and our middle school had an upper field and a lower field. And they were up on the upper field that day for our gym class. We were playing like kickball or soccer or something like that. We were playing something. And me and Bridget asked to go to the bathroom, which was down near the lower field, so nobody would have seen us. So we just went to the bathroom really quick. And we ended up running into one of Justin's friends, and we asked him if he could go in the boys' locker room and get Justin's pants for us. And he didn't even ask like any questions. He just went in there and got them for us. And me and Bridget were like, what should we do to his pants? Should we just keep them and like hide them on him, or should we rip them or draw all over them and put them back? Like, what should we do? And we decided to take Justin's pants and bring them into the girls' locker room and put them in the toilet and press the flusher so they got soaked. So we did that, and then we stupidly dragged them back across the gym floor because it was the girls' locker room and the boys' locker room. There was like a little hallway that separated it. So we dragged them back across the floor and put them back into the boys' locker room. So then, all of a sudden, we get to the end of gym class, and the teacher tells us to go get changed into our regular clothes, and because it's almost like time for the next period. And you hear this like loud scream from the boys' locker room, and you hear like, what the fuck happened to my pants? Like, you just hear it, screams it so fucking loud, and he comes out and he's holding them, and he's like, who the fuck did this to my pants? Are you fucking kidding me? And they were just soaked and dripping, and it was the funniest fucking thing. And so me and Bridget just like turned around, and we just like hysterically start laughing, and we're like giving ourselves away at this point because nobody else is laughing because everybody's like shocked. So we like turn around and like walk back into the girls' locker room and just start like laughing, and our friends follow us, and they're like a couple of our friends, and they're like, what the fuck did you guys do? And we're like, we did that, we put them in the toilet. Our gym teacher's like trying to interrogate us, like, okay, who did this? It's not funny, just own up to it. And of course we're not going to say anything. So we go back to our next period. A little bit later in the day, the principal calls everybody in from that gym class and is just asking everybody, and eventually he calls me and Bridget in, and he calls us in together. And he says, okay, well, we know you guys did it because we've asked everybody else. Nobody else went to the bathroom during that period. We know it was you guys. Just own up to it and you'll get less trouble. And so we own up to it, and we get 3 days of in-school suspension for this. And they actually stuck us in the same room for the in-school suspension, so we spent the entire time just like talking about Justin and how much of an asshole he was and how dramatic he was being, considering we only got his fucking pants wet. It's not like we ripped his pants or ruined them. It's not like he didn't have gym clothes to change into. It was a fucking innocent little prank, and he was being such a little bitch about it. Justin and I didn't talk for like 2 years after this. We didn't talk until we were about sophomores in high school. And then he actually got over it, and he like apologized for being such a douchebag, and we were friends throughout high school after that. But he actually never made up with Bridget, which was funny. He actually hated Bridget for ever, I guess, after that, because they never talked, and they don't talk now, obviously. I mean, I don't talk to Justin now, but I mean, we talked all throughout high school, and we were fine. But those were my like 3 school-related story times. I just wanted to tell these ones because they were funny, and they were back from like 8th grade when I was like 14 years old and super fucking immature and petty as fuck. Alright, less than perfect. I will see you guys next Tuesday, and sorry in advance because I know I'm gonna upload this late because I'm refilming this. I filmed a different video and I really hated it, so, and then I couldn't export my last video as well, so I'm just refilming a whole nother one and just gonna edit it somewhere else, somehow else. Yeah, so sorry for the late upload, but I love y'all, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Bye!